Welcome aboard to podcast 35 in the series of the Voyage to Back Yonder. In this episode, I'd like to start taking a look at something that can be a concern to many of us as we take our voyage to Back Yonder on the high seas. Pirates! What do these pirates look like? What do they mean to me about my voyage? They might be those things that make me feel out of control. Or the pirates might be those things that steal stuff from me, like my joy, my peace, my love. Really, anything that I use to define my worth. Picture it. We're just sailing along, enjoying an amazing day, and then suddenly we spot something in the distance. Oh no, it's a black flag with a skull on it, and it's headed our way. We just know they want to forcibly take whatever they want, and we won't be able to do anything about it. We might even think we'll most likely end up dead. Of course, most of us will never deal with real pirates, but we'll all have altercations with emotional pirates. And these emotional pirates come to steal our joy and take our worth. That can look like many different ways, but they'll all come down to humiliating us somehow by challenging our worth. They could be attacking our looks, our income level, how we live, where we live, who we love, how we love, or even when we love. The supposed tos. You should have this by now, or you shouldn't have let that opportunity pass you by. Shouldn't you be married by now, or at least in a long-term relationship? The shoulds are a crafty crew, setting expectations for the future of our lives, showing us pictures of failure. And there's this little sassy parrot on their captain's shoulder called What If? And he screeches out an interrogation of fearful questions, pointing with one of his little claws, asking you, who will love you then? These pirates seem to take the time to tie us up and show us the long list of people and situations and possessions that must be met in order for us to be lovable and acceptable. And then once they've laid out all those requirements, those conditional love laws, then they start ripping them away from us one by one like a slow torture. How could you do this to me? We scream. What have I done to deserve this? At some point, it'll probably become too much for us, and then we just give up. We release the attachment to these people and situations and possessions because we see the end coming. We see in our minds that everything is being taken away from us. So we let go because we don't want to have experienced the extreme suffering of losing everything. But something amazing happens in that moment of letting go. First, I realize that even though I've let go of all those things I was defining my worth by, I'm still alive. I'm still here. Secondly, I start to feel a peace and love from within me. A warmth starts burning inside me, but it isn't painful. It's healing. I look down at my chest and my bright soul is burning brighter and brighter as the unconditional love begins to seep out of my heart. I look up at my captors and they're smiling. In my calmness, I see that they were all wearing fancy mirror suits. all of these pirates were reflecting back to me how I felt about myself. The pirates weren't accusing me. I was accusing myself. They hand over the list of conditional love laws that they were reciting from earlier, and it's all written in my handwriting. Oh crap, I'm the pirate that was stealing my own joy. Realizing this, we can spiral out of control again, judging and accusing ourselves of self-sabotage and being self-destructive and blah, 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 blah. No, that's just our inner pirate doing its job. It wants to keep us in the swashbuckling pirate movie as long as it can, because that's what we hired it to do. Our inner pirate wants to bring us the highest experience of uncomfortable emotions it can on this crazy pirate ride in this giant amusement park called Earth. It can feel like one of those movies where someone hires an assassin to kill them, but somewhere along the lines they decide that they want to live, but they can't get a hold of the assassin to cancel the contract to kill them. But the great news is that we have a bypass code that we can use that begins the process of breaking down the facade that cancels that contract. It allows us to start removing one card at a time, and then the house of cards starts slowly falling down. This bypass code is questioning our beliefs about ourselves and life, questioning those stories our mind is believing. It might sound a little scary at first because we're taught not to question, just listen, believe, and do. But once we begin the process, clarity and peace begin returning to us, we realize that the key that unlocks these chains is to calmly question each belief. For in that moment, when that belief starts to break apart, we realize how powerful we really are. I feel like over the next few episodes, I'd like to share a questioning process that has been a life changer for me. It's called The Work, and it was created by an amazing lady, Byron Katie. She provides free instructional videos and materials on our website at thework.com. And there are even some amazing videos available where she goes through this Judge Your Neighbor worksheet with people as they work through some of their stories. And they're just hilarious and amazing. I learned so much from them. But one huge thing that stood out to me as I watched other people work through their stories is that our stories are not new. Everyone experiences a handful of the same emotions, though the situation, of course, might look slightly different. I could really relate to every single one of the stories in those videos. So we shall see if that is what unfolds next week. You just never know. But until next episode, take some deep breaths. Do you feel like you're tied up by the pirates and they're hurling accusations at you? Do you hear that screechy little bird yelling a multitude of what ifs at you? Are the pirates and that irritating bird pointing at you and laughing? Take some more deep breaths. Can you, just for a moment, let go of all the stuff you fear they'll take from you? And in that moment, can you feel the weight lift from your heart? Can you see that you'd be fine, and even more than fine, without all those things, filling that list of conditional love laws? Relax. You don't have to give up anything on that list that you don't want to. But maybe, just maybe, you can look over that list and see one thing that you're willing to question. And you don't have to question it today. Just sit in that moment realizing that you're willing to question that one thing sometime. Maybe even sometime soon. Take some more deep breaths. Feel the warmth of your inner unconditional love seeping into your body. Smile a little, knowing that you are indeed unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. Enjoy your voyage, Captain. I love you.